With the aid of pink pearl, we're going to make a 2-dart skirt into a 1-dart skirt. So what you're going to need for that is your 2-dart skirt sloper. And what you want to do is trace it off onto another piece of paper. I'm using half scale for this, so it'll be easier for you to see. You can mark the darts, but you really are going to be eliminating them, so just mark them so that you know where they were. Mark the hip level, and then remember your grain line also. And you do the same thing for the back. So what essentially you need to do is you need to add the darts. So how much fabric did you take in each dart? You have 4 of them. So you're going to add them all together, and you're going to divide it by 2. The front and the back is going to get an equal dart. Of the same size. So trace that off again. Remember your hip level, and you can remove those. Those go to the side, and you can use your ruler to square up the lines that you have marked if you need to. So here's where the darts used to be. And essentially what you're going to do is you're going to add these up, as I said, and divide it by 2. And each side will get an equal size dart. So what you want to do in this case then is to find the center point between the 2 darts, and you can measure that to be more accurate, but that's where it needs to be. And here it's the same thing. And at that point what I would do is I would measure, so that's 2 inches in my case. Again, this is half scale, so it's going to be a little bit different than the real life size 10 that you created, or 8. And the same thing here, you're going to measure and then mark the hemline at the same point. And you'll square a line there. Down, draw a line, not square. So what you want to do is you want to measure 4.5 inches down and make a mark. That's going to be the vanishing point for your darts. Because I'm half scale, I need to do half that measurement. You'll also see in the textbook, if you read along, that they ask you to measure down another 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches on each front and back piece. So this is the center front, this is the center back. And the reason for that is so that in other types of skirts that you might create with this one pattern, you would use those vanishing points for manipulation purposes. So when I added this, I got 5/8 of an inch, so I'm going to measure out half of 5/8 of an inch on each side of center, which is that line, and that becomes my new dart. This gets trued up so that it gets combined with the original waistline. So you can draw that dart in also. So here we have that, and then with your French curve, your hip curve, I'm using this smaller curve because it is a smaller pattern. You can true that up to make that look good, and then of course close the dart, and you're going to get the proper shape that you need up there. And that's how you make a 2-dart skirt into a 1-dart skirt.